Alright, this is LegendX23 from Game Trailers, also known as Mr. Unfortunate Zero on YouTube, and also Red Lion.
This is Rhea from Game Trailers, and this is also Double X, Hairs Like Double X too as well from YouTube.
And we can't think of a title right now. We'll probably have one once this is uploaded, so...
Yeah, we've been trying to figure that out for a while and we couldn't get one.
It'll come eventually. So let's just move into talking about Wii U stuff. About initial impressions when it was revealed at E3 last year.
Yep, you want to go ahead and start that off?
I'll start it off with the very thing I thought of when I first saw it. That's a big DS. Alright.
For me, personally, when I first saw it, I was actually... I wasn't really blown away at first. Because, yeah, I do agree with you on that, Legend. I believe it actually is a giant DS, but I think there's going to be a lot more to it than just what we've seen so far from it. We'll obviously get more of that later. But my first initial, like when they showed off that video, like, not the tech demo video, I'll actually get that in a second, but when they showed off, like, that little, like, what the system can do kind of deal, or a little preview, I guess, of it, like, showing, like, the dad walking in the room, turning up the TV, you could play your games on your screen. I think that was actually pretty fucking cool. Being able to, stream videos, like, just like, if you find videos on YouTube that you want to watch or something that out of control, you can, like, stream it into your TV and watch it on full side, which is really nice. The whole the golf thing, though, is what really, really intrigued me a lot. I thought that was really, really neat the way that was done. Having, like, the two different perspectives for like the TV wise and also on the screen, which I think is really neat. But overall, I mean, I was definitely, like, I was really excited for it, and I still am even now, because I've been reading a lot of, like, been following along with it for actually ever since, like, it pretty much basically was first revealed from E3 last year. But yeah, overall, though, I'm definitely stoked for it, man. I mean, I could definitely see a lot of potential in a lot of things that we not known yet to people that Nintendo can easily do. And I think it can definitely go a long fucking way, man, in the long run, too, as well, if Nintendo does it right.
Yeah, and the whole streaming thing, that was one of the things that, when I saw that, I really liked that. Because I've had that problem so fucking much trying to play Wii games since it's, in the family room. It's like, get a Wii U, problem gone. Or solved.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And plus, I mean, like, people say, like, oh, well, the PSP has been doing that with the whole entire remote access stuff, and PSP to PS3 stuff, remote kind of play stuff, and Via's getting that too as well. But, I mean, that's fine and dandy. We all know that that's nothing new because iPads and iPods and stuff can already do that. But at the same time, it's like, but I know for a fucking fact, like, I hate saying fact because, people go, oh, it's just an opinion. But no, I guarantee it that Nintendo is definitely going to utilize more stuff with it that's going to actually be like, holy shit, I didn't see this coming. That kind of deal, you know what I mean? It's going to wow the crowd at E3 when they re-reveal it there this year in 2012.
Like, I remember seeing one of a demo a while back. I forgot when it was shown off, but what was it? The Tokyo Street?
Oh, the one that was at Games On?
Yeah.
Was it back in January, I think it was? Yeah, that was actually really, really neat. But the thing is, like, apparently people said that was actually shown off behind closed doors.
Yeah.
At E3 for some odd reason, so it's not new. But to us as gamers that never went to E3, whatever you want to call it, that's our first time ever seeing that shit. And I was pretty impressed with it.
I like, when he was moving the controller around, the controller had its own, like, I guess it was like a camera looking into what was being displayed on the TV. It could look, like all the way, wherever.
And I think that's another thing that a lot of people, or a lot of gamers who are hating on Nintendo for the whole entire Wii U aspect, I think they're forgetting that can really play a huge thing in games now, man. Being able to, like, granted, all really pretty basically, I guess, if you put it from, like, a gamer's perspective, it's just, like, pretty much basically the camera controls for, like, any, like, kind of game. But the thing is, it's going to feel different, though, because, like, you're going to be able to see better surroundings and stuff when you play, like, FPS games and shit like that, or RPG games, or literally any game, really, if developers actually incorporate a feature like that into the game,
or,
right?
Like, something like survival horror, you're, behind a wall, you have to check, just move the controller around so you can peek. See what's around the corner.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the ideas for games that this thing can do is, like, that's a lot of people are overlooking that aspect. They're not really even talking about that. Because I mean, I look at, like, I'll look at articles all the time. I'll go on NeoGAF, game trailers, a lot of different video game community sites, and like I hardly ever see anybody ever talk about that. All they're talking about is specs or what the specs can be or fucking rumors and shit. It's like, I'm in no rush to see the specs because I mean I'm a big spec person like a lot of gamers are, but at the same time it's like when they reveal it, that's fine. But I want to know like ideas that this thing can do because me as a gamer, innovation is definitely a huge thing for me because I love innovation in games, and I think that can definitely I mean people should definitely think about more about that aspect than always just blatantly bashing the fuck out of it, like everybody's doing now.
Yeah, like to be honest, like you mentioned it, like one thing I want to know, like really, like fuck, I'm saying like way too much. One thing I want to know is the specs, like the GPU, the CPU, the rumored amount of RAM, and all that. That and how many Wii U controllers it can support, at once.
Yeah, that is I definitely would like to see too as well. I mean, granted, from my perspective, I don't really care because I live on my own, so I don't really have a lot of friends that come over and hey, you want a game? I don't care for that. However, I mean, that's just me. But from your perspective, I can understand like your family and your brother and and your hot looking sister and all that crazy shit. Basically, yeah, I can definitely understand from that perspective. And so far, I'm pretty sure like I could see it utilizing 2 controllers at most, maybe 3 or 4. The 4 market is definitely I don't know about that, but 2 at least would be nice because I mean you can actually play split screen pretty well from that perspective or that kind of shit. But at the same time, we just have to wait and see, when Nintendo reveals that crap at E3, right?
4 would be ideal because you remember like the 4 swords on the GameCube, how you had the 4 Game Boy Advances to play that.
Yeah.
With 4 controllers, they could do something like that again.
Oh, definitely. And that also would too as well would like play a huge thing for FPS games that people prefer to play split screen wise, like 4-player split screen.
Yeah,
like
everyone has their own. Everyone has their own screen.
No more fucking seeing the other person on the screen where they're going and shit,
I'm not looking at your screen.
Yeah, you are. No, I'm not. I have a cock eye.
This one likes to wander.
But I mean, at the same time, it's like that. Those kind of features is what interests me the most because I mean, I think this system could do a lot more than what. Because the way Nintendo presented the Wii U at E3 was very bad, and even they even admitted that themselves. And hence that's the reason why they lost a lot of stocks because the way they present it was really, really, really bad. So I think this time around, like obviously, like they're gonna like freaking pretty much re-announce it, I guess, or re-reveal it again.
Show off the freaking console itself as well as the control, whatever changes they might have made.
Yeah, because ever since fucking oh well, excuse me. Ever since like Gamescom and stuff that happened in January, every time when there was an interview with Reggie, that controller and that console has been in every single fucking video clip I've seen of him so far. Since like him bringing the Wii U to like different conventions and stuff. So I want to emphasize that and get that out there, because obviously people look at it as it's just another Wii console. When you look at it though, it's bigger, it's longer, and it's whatever the hell you want to call it. But the thing is, like as far as the power of the system, behind the power behind inside the actual console itself, it must be pretty fucking big. Because I mean, being able to streamline games to your controller when your TV's turned on, that's gonna take a lot of processing power. Yeah.
And again on the power, I can't remember if it was rumored or confirmed, but supposedly using I think they said like a custom AMD now, it used to be ATI, but AMD R770 chip, which is I think it's it could, but it's supposed to be basically like a 4890, which back in the day when the 4000 series was top dog, that was a damn good card from what I remember, looking into and everything. All the PC gamers who had beast machines had a 4890 or one of the 4800 series or one of those.
And another thing is too as well. I also like the fact too as well. It's good to see developers who are getting the 4th dev kit version or the 5th whatever number they're on now. I like the fact how developers. Like Nintendo wants developers to actually have a say in what they would love to see in this next gen console, like what should be improved, whether it be like upgraded RAM, better GPU, that kind of stuff. And in a way, a lot of developers never, or a lot of like Microsoft or Sony, freaking they don't really give developers that much room to breathe when it comes to their console. It's like, hey, this is our specs, deal with it. You don't like it, fuck off, that kind of deal. Whereas Nintendo's being very open with their console, and I think it's actually a good thing because. Especially with their online support now, with the way that the online is going to be open, and I think it's fucking really, really good. because now developers can really make their online really expansive now and really like immersive, which is now in this generation it's kind of limited to a certain degree, or a lot of developers can't take risks because the online's kind of limited. So I mean, at the same time, I think that's going to be a big approach, and it's also going to open a lot of doors for a lot more unique games like MMOs to come on consoles now. I think it's also going to be able to expand on better things, like instead of just having like, like, oh, your online portion with like a leaderboard and that's it, and like a little stat screen, that kind of shit. You're going to see that expand into more horizons, which I think is going to be really nice. But I mean, like I said, just at the end of the day, it's like there's so many predictions that I have right now in the back of my mind for this thing. It's fucking mind-boggling, dude. I mean, granted, you've already heard a couple of them, though, but I'll share those later on when we get later on in this podcast. But yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to. I made a mistake earlier when I brought up the whole GPU. It's a custom Radeon HD GPU similar to the RV770, which again is still like the relation to the 4890, which was a good card. Just wanted to fix that really quick. Or RV770.
But at the same time, I was going to keep in the back of your mind too as well that could be changed now with the new dev kits or with the final version. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see how that works out. But basically, like I said, like my initial impression so far though has been absolutely positive. As far as all the hate goes and some of that, I'll keep that for like right near the end of the video or the end of the podcast, I guess. But yeah, but we should,
the tech demos they showed off, they look really nice.
Yeah, that bird demo. I remember like there's actually a video I watched on YouTube the other day. People were saying like, "Oh, it's just like a CGI render. It's not really what the graphics can do," and blah 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 bullshit. But yet they were proven wrong when they were actually, that demo was interactive on the show floor. You can like press it, like the screen to see go bigger size or zoom out and that kind of shit. And that was all running on the tech, so that was pretty fucking impressive. And also, I'm beginning to think too as well. There's actually a video I watched there that came out 2 days ago that the Crytek 3 engine video that came out, and there was a scene in the video, I think it was like the first like 10 seconds into the video, where it showed like it looked exactly like what we saw in that Bird Tech demo, man. So who knows? That could have very well been like an alpha version of like what the Crytek 3 engine shit. We'll just have to wait and see, right?
And didn't they say something about the Unreal 4 running on the Wii U?
That's like a rumor that I read. Like I said, some French guy who lives in Quebec was writing a news article about it because he actually attended GDC, and apparently behind closed doors, he claims that the Wii U was actually running the actual Unreal 4 engine. I don't know if it was heavily modified. I don't know. Right now it's just a rumor, so I'm not going to say bullshit, but I'm not going to believe it until I actually see it for myself. But yeah.
And again, with the specs, I noticed I can't remember if these are confirmed or still rumored, but Power 7 based IBM multi-core, like a multi-core processor in general would be a lot better than what everything has right now.
Yeah.
And also the rumored RAM, like 1.5 gigs, that would gives it a huge edge over the PS3 and the 360.
A lot of juice, man, coming out of it. I'll tell you that much.
And
but,
oh, sorry. No, but when I brought up the tech demo, one of the ones I want to talk about was the Zelda HD tech demo, and how the final game always looks a bajillion times better. I want to see what it looks like.
Well, no, I agree, because like when I first saw that video, I was like, okay, so this is what Zelda's could look like in HD. But the thing is, it's like, you're right, yeah, because every time when they make a prototype demo of Zelda, it looks miles fucking better than at launch time. So.
Like when they showed the tech demo at N64, and then Ocarina comes out looking like so much better than that.
Oh yeah, it looked like pointy fingers or spiky fingers and like blocky faces and shit. It just looked like, holy fuck, this is awesome. But yeah.
And the Zelda Wii U tech demo looked pretty damn good to start with. So holy shit.
Yeah, so I mean, just imagine what what Miyamoto is gonna make out of that. You know what I mean? Plus, that's something that I'm kind of hoping like they might. Maybe like obviously not a launch title. If it is, then I'll just basically like blow my load and shit chunks in my pants. But it really depends, right? So, I mean, we have to wait and see. But going off that, like our impression thing, whatever you want to call it, let's get into like what we think that like the system can actually capable of doing. And I'll start off real quick. I think one thing there's actually a rumor that happened about I think it was a couple of weeks ago. Or I think it was a half a month ago or so. I can't really remember. It was a while ago, actually. And I remember them saying or somebody claiming that Nintendo was going to come up with their own app store. Now, a lot of people were speculating, saying, "Oh, that's just going to be like the eShop from like the 3DS and stuff." But I don't think it's actually that's what it's going to be. I think